You may not realize this, but every time you stay silent in situations where you should speak up, you teach people how to treat you. And deep down, you know it's not okay, but you still stay silent. And that's exactly what keeps you stuck in the same situations. Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Lily, and in this video, I'd like to show you how to speak up for yourself and also for other people. Get your respect back. So, you need to start learning how to speak up for yourself, even if you've never done that before. Because by doing that, you show people what you tolerate and what you don't. Remember that if somebody insults you, says something inappropriate to you, dismisses your opinion, or even ignores you and you stay silent, people will assume that it's okay, that nothing happened. But for you, it's not okay, right? You were insulted, you were silenced, ignored, or something similar. So, speaking up is about standing up for yourself and showing your boundaries. It's important to say that you should learn to speak up for yourself in a way that allows you to express and defend yourself, yeah? But that doesn't mean you should shout. You should keep your voice calm. You shouldn't be overly emotional, which means that you should know how to handle your emotions. This is something I talked about in my previous video. Also, try to avoid rude words because you don't want to be seen as a rude person. Additionally, I recommend avoiding words like never. For instance, you never care about what I think, or always, like you always disrespect me, if they don't truly reflect the situation. I also recommend preparing phrases in advance because in difficult situations, your mind can go blank, and it usually will. So if you already have phrases ready, it really helps you stay in control. Examples might be, sorry, but what you just said is not okay with me, or sorry, but I really don't like the way you're speaking to me. Can you stop doing that? I don't want to be rude, but last time you ignored my message, yeah, something like that. If you're going to meet a person who, for instance, typically disrespects you, think about the situation ahead. Like, try to picture the meeting in your mind and prepare what you will say to the person if they disrespect you. Next, be clear and direct. Don't over-explain or go around the point. Like, sometimes the more you explain, the weaker your message can sound, yeah? And if the person ignores your boundary, repeat your point calmly. You don't need to change your wording or your tone, just stay consistent, yeah? As I said, I'm not comfortable with that. Also, don't try to be liked at that moment because when you speak up, your goal is not approval, it's to set boundaries. And finally, be aware that it will feel uncomfortable at first. Speaking up is not natural if you're not used to it. But discomfort doesn't mean you're doing something wrong, it means you're changing. Learn how to answer inappropriate questions. I assume that every one of us has already found ourselves in a situation where somebody asks us a question that is personal, out of point, basically inappropriate. I remember that approximately 3 years ago, I was at the emergency room and the doctor there asked me an inappropriate question. It was totally out of point, it had zero connection to my health problem, and it was personal. And I didn't want to answer, like, I didn't feel comfortable at all. But I thought that it would be rude not to answer his question or not to say anything, yes? So in the end, I answered. But I remember that I didn't feel good about it. I kept thinking, why did I do something I didn't want to do? And even didn't have to do since I wasn't obliged to answer. Yeah, like nobody's obliged to answer inappropriate questions, right? So what should you do in such a situation? Yeah? So my advice is to prepare your answers in advance. I'll give you my example. About half a year ago, I needed to go to a public office, and my mom warned me that the clerks there usually ask personal questions and that they can be very intrusive. That was her personal experience. However, it hadn't been my experience yet, but I was thinking that maybe I should prepare myself so I wouldn't repeat the same situation as at the emergency room. And I was thinking, okay, so what would I say if they ask me something inappropriate, something personal, maybe? Yeah? I was thinking about it. I prepared an answer, something like, I apologize, but what you're asking me is personal, it's out of point, so I would rather not to answer, yeah, so something like that. So I was prepared, and in the end, luckily, nobody asked me anything inappropriate. People will hurt you with their words. I want you to know that if people disrespect you, if they are jealous of you, or if they have a certain level of hate towards you, in 99% of cases, they will hurt you with their words. Like when you earn more money than average, that can be a trigger for others. Financial success is a strong trigger for other people. Normally, people won't hurt you physically. I would say something like that happens extremely rarely. Also, people don't usually come to your house or your property and damage it, even if it does sometimes happen. For instance, people might scratch your new car, which happened to my former boss. But in 99% of cases, the only way people who are jealous of your success can hurt you is with their words. So you need to be aware of that, and you need to be prepared, because what they say, their words, are like a sword. So in order not to be hurt by a sharp sword, you need to protect yourself, like you need a shield. Yeah. Basically, you have two options. You can either use your own words and attack them back. It would be like using your own sword and attack them back, which would make you the same as the person attacking you verbally. Or you can protect with a shield, and I would say that this is the better option. So anytime somebody says something inappropriate to you, like commenting on how much money you earn or the job you do, they are often trying to put you down or humiliate you because they are jealous of you, of your money, of your success, yeah? So be prepared to react. I understand that when something like this happens to you for the first time and you're unprepared, you usually don't know what to say. Yeah, you stay silent, you almost lose your voice, and you don't know how to protect yourself. But after the situation, go back to it in your mind and think about what you could have said in that moment. Prepare your answer for the next time the same situation occurs, because it's very likely that it will happen again. Like either the same person will say something similar again, or another person will say basically the same thing, just using different words. Yeah. So be prepared for what you're going to say. It can be something simple like, why are you saying this to me? Or would you say something like that to your best friend or parent? Just have something ready, and the next time the situation happens, you know what to say, and even if it's for the first time that you speak up, it might not be perfect, and that's okay. Yeah? Your voice might still be shaking, but at least you're speaking up for yourself and you're not silent. Yeah. So it might happen that you say something slightly different from what you prepared, but you are starting to stand up for yourself, and this is crucial, yeah? And then when the situation occurs again, you will be much more prepared. You have to cut off the relationship. In some cases, the only way to stand up for yourself is to cut off the relationship with a person, because you might speak up for yourself as much as you can. You might not have a victim mentality, but with some people, nothing you say will make a difference. No matter what you say to stand up for yourself, you cannot defend yourself. Like, they will behave the same way, they will say the same things again, they will keep disrespecting you. And if this happens, you need to realize that the only solution here is to cut off contact with that person. Like, really, stop communicating with them. Don't stay in contact, and don't care whether it's your brother, sister, cousin, your best friend, whoever it is. Like, if the person doesn't treat you equally, if the person doesn't respect you, it doesn't matter who they are. Cut them off, yeah? For me personally, if somebody doesn't respect me or doesn't treat me equally, I don't care who that person is. Like, even if it's a member of my family, I would stop contacting them, yeah? And if there is a certain connection you still need to deal with, for instance, if it's your sibling and you both need to take care of your parents, then yes, you communicate, but only about that specific matter and nothing else, yeah? So you need to keep the communication very simple and very short. Also, when it comes to some people who disrespect you, it might happen that you speak up for yourself and stand your ground. The person says, oh, okay, I apologize, I really apologize. Everything looks great, but the next time you meet them is the same story. Because with some people, it's like talking to a brick wall. Speak up also for others. I truly believe that it's not only important to speak up for yourself, but also to speak up for other people, to advocate for them. I want to say that I've more often found myself in situations where I needed to stand up for somebody else. For instance, there was a conflict between two people, yeah, even a small one, and I was a witness to it. In the past, it often happened that I wasn't able to speak up for the weaker person because naturally I'm someone who avoids conflict. This is one of my weaknesses and something I need to work on. I like peace, I'm a peace-loving person, and I always felt confident and uncomfortable to step in, yeah? I knew that when I needed to speak up, either for myself or for somebody else, my voice would shrink. I would feel like I wasn't able to speak at all. I felt like I might say something inappropriate. I really wasn't capable of handling such situations. So I usually stayed silent. But I have to say that every time I witnessed a situation like that and didn't speak up for someone, I felt bad about it. Like, I kept thinking about it, I felt weak, and I really bothered about it, yeah. So when I started to work on myself and practice self-development, I came to a point where I didn't want to be like that for the rest of my life. Yeah, I was like, I want to stand up for others. I want to speak up for others. I don't want to be weak. And even if it means that I'll be involved in a conflict, okay, I'll be involved in a conflict. And I'll do my best to manage it, yeah? So approximately 6 months ago, there was a conflict in my family. I wasn't directly involved, but my mom was, and I didn't want to just leave it or say, okay, it's not my business. So I spoke up for my mom, and initially it wasn't easy for me. I remember that when I was confronting the person, I felt insecure. My voice was shaking a little, but I was like, I have to do it. I want to do it. And even though I didn't feel comfortable, even though I knew it wouldn't be perfect, I went for it. And to be honest, afterwards, I felt really, really good about myself. I felt like an adult who is able to speak up for others, like someone who's able to deal with conflict, yeah. Because if you don't speak up for yourself and don't speak up for other people, it's almost as if you're behaving like a child, yeah, as if you're weak and you need someone else to protect you. But you're not a child anymore and you're an adult, yeah. Lastly, repeating patterns. Remember that if you don't speak up for yourself, you will find yourself in similar situations over and over again throughout your life. And you'll be thinking, why is this happening to me? Why do people always disrespect me? Why do people always treat me unequally? Yeah? And all of this creates a repeating pattern. You'll experience these situations many times until you learn how to stand up and speak up for yourself and others, and actually do it. The sooner you learn it, the sooner those situations will stop occurring in your life. If you would like to learn more about repeating patterns and especially how to deal with them, I'm working on a video about it, so be sure to watch my next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like, share your experience of when you finally spoke up for yourself or somebody else. See you in the next video. Bye!